Here's a check on stories we're following for you today on Robin Hood Radio. We'll start off, as we always do, with a check on our tri-state forecast from our meteorologist, Pat Pagano. And it's a so-so forecast, not too bad, not too good. I would say just about right in the middle, but it's definitely not a wintertime forecast. That we can agree on. All right, let's take a look at what Pat Pagano was saying for today, tonight, tomorrow. Mostly cloudy today, a chance of late showers, lower 40s. Tonight, showers or snow showers, then clearing 25 to 30. And then for tomorrow, we'll have sun and clouds, mid-30s. Wednesday, partly sunny, mid-30s. And Thursday, partly cloudy, temperature in the lower 40s. We'll get the full details on that tri-state forecast. That'll come your way in just a few minutes here on The Breakfast Club on Robin Hood Radio. Stories that we're following for you. The Ed Taberski family has announced that the service for Ed Taberski will be on Saturday, February 18th at St. Joseph's in Canaan at 11 a.m. A luncheon reception and celebration of life service with remarks and stories will be held at the Housatonic Valley Regional High School cafeteria immediately following the service. Now, if you want more information, a link to follow is kennyfuneralhomes.com/obituaries. That's kennyfuneralhomes.com/obituaries. Please note, in lieu of flowers, the family respectfully requests donations to the Housatonic Valley Regional High School Athletic Fund per the details in the link on the obituary. With Connecticut budget running about $3.1 billion in the black, to no one's surprise, there is no deficit spending plans for all that money piling up. The latest budget estimates project an operating surplus of $1.3 billion after the anticipated transfer of more than $1.8 billion of certain income tax receipts to the Budget Reserve Fund. Revised revenue estimates released earlier this month provided Governor Ned Lamont and the General Assembly an additional $600 million for the next two-year budget package. There could be tens or hundreds of millions more yet. The latest set of updated estimates are due April 30th, just in time for final budget negotiations. Spending wish lists are long, but the budget caps currently in place dictate how much spending can increase and how much of the anticipated revenue is available for spending. In addition to spending requests, there are already proposals being made to use some of the state's windfall to cut taxes, including one from Lamont to cut income taxes for working and middle-class taxpayers. In Falls Village, Carol Asher said she was dedicating her talk on Friday, Holocaust Remembrance Day, to people everywhere who need protection. Speaking at the library, Asher of Sharon wanted to tell the story of her family because any story is part of the story of the Holocaust. She began by recounting the timeline of the Nazi takeover in Germany in the 1930s. In the end, more than 6 million men, women, and children were killed, along with 7 million Soviets, 1.8 million Polish citizens, and 300,000 Serbs. In New York, the legislature took a critical step last week toward changing the state's constitution to bar discrimination based on pregnancy outcomes or gender expression, provisions intended to protect abortion rights and a person's right to seek gender-affirming care. In a pair of afternoon votes, the State General Assembly approved an expansion of the Constitutional Equal Protection Amendment, clearing the way for it to go before voters in a statewide ratification referendum in 2024. While the amendment wouldn't explicitly preserve a woman's right to have an abortion, supporters say it would have a practical effect of protecting reproductive rights. New York voters will have the final say on whether the amendment is ratified, likely on the same ballot. They'll be choosing the next U.S. president. In a story from the Republican American, students learn Spanish right from Spain. Spanish students at Cornwall Consolidated and Kent Center schools are getting instructions in the language straight from Spain. Teacher Zach Rudius meets with children remotely from his home in the southeastern part of the county, bringing the authenticity and relevance to the lessons. At a time where educational administrators must find creative ways to fill an abundance of vacant teaching slots, Region 1, in need of middle school foreign language teacher, hired him in the early fall for Cornwall. An alumnus of the school, faculty members were familiar with him and suggested the arrangement. The assignment was later expanded to Kent. Mary Kay, Valley principal of Cornwall Consolidated, said the 7th and 8th grade graders love him. She's delighted she's been able to fill a void. Kent Center School principal Michelle Mott echoed those statements. Teaching to full classrooms in Cornwall and Kent has been a new experience for him, and sometimes it's a bit challenging, he said. And his wife, they've lived here now for several places in Europe and Mexico, and he said he likes to bring that exposure of various ways to bring to his students. Out of Great Barrington, Massachusetts, a group of Housatonic residents is demanding, through their lawyer, their water supplier provide, quote, safe, pure, and reliable water immediately, end quote, or else install a filtration system as well as pay $3,000 per household. If a reasonable settlement isn't offered within 30 days, residents of those 10 households may sue. Attorney Michael O'Neill of Boston Environmental from McGuire and Legre and Stevens sent a demand letter Wednesday to Housatonic Water Company president and treasurer. Quote, the Housatonic Water Company has been supplying unsafe water to the residents of Housatonic and its customers in West Stockbridge and Stockbridge for years, end quote. He went on to say residents receive brown water and are expected to drink it, serve it to other pets and farm animals, cook with it, and bathe in it. The letter mentions the expense of buying bottled water or filtration systems in addition to paying for tap water. Taking a look at the town meetings for this week, the week of January 29th. In Sharon, the Energy Environment Commission meets on February 1st at 5:30. The Planning and Zoning Commission meets on February 8th at 5:30. In Salisbury, on Thursday the 2nd at 10 a.m., the Pope Land Design Committee, 11 a.m., the Affordable Housing Commission Subcommittee meeting at 6 p.m., the Conservation Commission. On Friday the 3rd at 2 o'clock, Salisbury Pathways Committee has a special meeting. In Falls Village on February 2nd, a special meeting, the Board of Selectmen at 9. February 6th, the Board of Finance special meeting at 6:30, the special meeting at 7 p.m. immediately following the Board of Finance meeting. February 7th, 35 Railroad Street Sale Committee meeting at 12 noon. Also on the 7th, the Board of Finance has their regular monthly meeting at 7 p.m. In Cornwall, coming up tonight at 7 o'clock, the special POCD 2020 update meeting via Zoom. Now coming up on January 31st tomorrow at 7:30, the Board of Selectmen special meeting. In Kent tonight, the Planning and Zoning special meeting at 7 p.m. The Board of Education meeting is tomorrow at 6 p.m. The Region 1 Board of Education has a special meeting tonight at 6:30. In Sheffield on February 2nd, the Board of Assessors has a meeting at 11:15 in the morning. And the Ashley Falls Historic Commission meets at 5:30. Now, coming up on the 31st, Salisbury School teacher Rona Mariski and his students have helped rewrite local history by revealing the significant Black and Indigenous stories that have been hidden for over 200 years. Don't miss the fascinating history of Salisbury and its environments. There's a Zoom link for that presentation at Noble Horizons. The Immediate Town Hall is having their annual blood drive on Wednesday from 3:30 to 7:30. If you can't donate, February 1st from 3:30 to 7:30 at the Immediate Town Hall Gym. Sign up nybc.org. And, of course, coming up this weekend, it's Jump Fest for the U.S. Eastern National Ski Jumping Championship at Satry Hill, Indian Cave Road in Salisbury, February 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Friday night is target jumping and the human dog sled races. On Saturday, it's regular jumping. Saturday night, the snowball is back at Lakeville Lake. And then on Sunday, the Eastern Championships will be held. More information at jumpfest.org on the web. Our business brief is underwritten by Morgan's at the Interlaken, featuring a tapas menu, a regular menu, and dinner specials nightly, interlakeninn.com. You'll also find them on Facebook and Instagram, and by Salisbury Bank, salisburybank.com. Dow Jones Industrial Average will start off today at 34,043.77. The S&P 500 futures are 4,084.96, and the NASDAQ starts off today at 12,219.59. We'll take a look at the tri-state forecast. That'll come your way in just a few moments